Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are taking a look at some Reddit posts today, seeing if we can answer some of these drivers' questions and give out some advice if need be. All right, let's go. All right, so this one says, what can I do right now? I want to get into trucking as a career. My brother is one now and has offered to help me get in when I'm in the position to get a CDL. What can I do right now while I'm still a few months away from that? Anything I can do to get more familiar with the conditions as a trucker would normally find themselves in. Also, I know many companies do a two-man delivery system where one rests while the other one drives to maximize efficiency, but I was wondering what kind of positions can I expect for just solo driving. All right, so the two-man delivery system is known as team driving, and then you have solo driving, and you explained the team driving perfectly. That's exactly what happens. As far as solo, you can look for local, regional, or over-the-road position. Just starting out, you're most likely going to be in an over-the-road position or OTR for your first 6 months to a year. And as far as getting yourself ready to be a truck driver, the biggest thing that I can recommend is make sure you have a good level of patience. If things are easily ticking you off and you get frustrated very easily, maybe trucking ain't the career for you. We deal with a lot of stuff on the road, whether it be from customers or fellow drivers out on the road, that will irritate you. And if you can't keep your cool and keep your composure, then it's going to be problematic. Other than that, I don't know what else you could do to prepare for being a truck driver. I'd say experience is the best thing that can teach you on this one as well, because you're going to have to spend anywhere from 10 to 14, sometimes even 16 hours a day focusing on the job. Turn around, going back to sleep, waking up and doing it in the morning again. You don't have anybody over your shoulder telling you get up, get going. You got to be self-motivated to set your alarm early so you can get up, go use the bathroom, go take a shower, do whatever you got to do before you start doing your pre-trip and getting down the road. So I also clicked on this one because of the comments right here below it. It said, to prepare for being a truck driver, do nothing but sit and take less than 3,000 steps a day, eat only fast food and drink only carbonated beverages, piss in a water bottle, sleep in your car at Walmart, shower once every 3 days, talk to no one for days on end, complain about everything. He might have the right idea on that one, complain about everything. No, for real though, hopefully you can get into it and it's a good career field for you. But like I said, make sure you have a good level of patience before you even think about getting behind the wheel, because your patience will be tested and you got to stay strong. All right, buddy, I hope that helps you. All right, so this one says, what is better for long haul, manual or automatic transmission? Basically, title. I have recently been called a crazy person by many in my life, and this is due to my want and preference for long haul driving. The question to you all is, if you haven't been on the long haul as much, do you prefer manual or auto for such journeys? So me personally, I've always preferred manual transmission as soon as I got to experience manual transmission on the road. For the first couple of years, for the first year, I was in an automatic transmission and I didn't see an issue with it. That was the only thing that I had been accustomed to. Getting into a manual transmission after that, I realized the advantages for manual transmission, especially by me or in other areas with big mountains. The automatic transmission shifts way later than what it needs to be able to keep the maximum level of momentum going up the hills, as well as downshifting. Sometimes it would downshift too early as well and end up running up the RPMs for no real reason. Another good reason is for in snow. In snowy conditions, you have a little bit more control on getting out of a stuck spot. If you're on ice or snow that you're slipping and sliding around, you're able to rock the truck back and forth more. Whereas in an automatic, the traction control is going to start kicking in and it's going to start spinning out and trying to catch it when you just need to gun it and get out of there. So the versatility and the control for me personally, I'd much rather have a manual transmission to do that, whether it's a 13 speed, an 18 speed, a 10 speed, or even an 8 speed. I'd much rather have a manual transmission over an automatic transmission any day. Those perks that come with a manual transmission far outweigh the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 when you're stuck in traffic. Once you learn how to float gears, it really doesn't become much of an issue at all. All right, I hope that answered your question pretty well. Well, first off, if you've been in trucking for any amount of time, you know that you can get points through the truck stop rewards systems and the rewards cards. So get your Pilot Flying J, your Petro TA, your Loves, get those cards and start racking up points, because there's only so much stuff that you can buy in a truck stop. So once you rack up those points, if you don't know where to use them, they're kind of wasted. So anything that is trucking related, whether it's straps or gloves or anything like that, I try to save up my points for and get it that way. So for me personally, I've always been a fan of Garmin products. Ever since my first GPS that I got off of eBay for like $90 that my parents actually bought for me, just to get me started with a trucker GPS, it had always been Garmin. I tried Rand McNally once before for a short time, and I didn't really enjoy it. And same thing with dash cams. I've always preferred the Garmin models. That being said, I haven't really tried a whole lot of dash cams. I've tried the Rove 4K from Amazon that's really cheap, but overall the best experience that I've had between that and the Garmin was the Garmin by far. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal preference. And what you can do is go to the truck stop and purchase whichever one that you want off of points, or purchase it outright and test it out for a couple of days. Go in and try the GPS, make sure it works for you, see if you like the way it's set up. I find Garmin just easier to use than Rand McNally personally. In worst case scenario, after a couple of days, take it back and return it to the truck stops. If it's within a certain amount of time frame, they'll accept things back into the truck stops as long as you're within networks. So say you purchase at a TA and you end up not liking it, you can return that to a TA or a Petro. Just keep in mind, if you use points for that, they're only going to be able to give you in-store credit. If you use cash, they can refund you back, or you can go and look and see if you want to try out one of the other models for a couple of days and see how that works for you. And pick which one out of the two that you like and enjoy, and run with it. Hope that answers your question. All right, let's see what's next. All right, so this one says the joys of drop and hook. Yeah, so you never know what kind of trailer you're going to get when you're picking it up out of a drop lot. It could look like this, where you're having to spend the time and getting a new tire put on it because it's just completely bald. Another thing is people forgetting to hook up their airlines and dragging those tires along till the wire's showing. But always, anytime you're picking up a new trailer, especially out of a drop lot or from a customer, do a good pre-trip inspection on it. Make sure everything's good before you start rolling down the road. Lights, tires, look underneath of it, see if the airbags are messed up. Just do a good pre-trip inspection on it. If there's any issues, make sure they get fixed before you get moving down the road. I'm sure your company will appreciate that wasted time over, a terrible ticket that you might get at a weigh station. So this one says, why is it always the home load? Live in Texas, sent from Chicago to Dallas, 2-stop reefer load, Walmart, and then Target the next day. Had a reload right after Target with Coca-Cola plant right to my home city. Target doesn't unload me on time, of course, so I lose my reload home. Okay, no big deal. Turns out Walmart didn't take one pallet, 8 cases. I drive back to Walmart, and guess what? Of course, they require me to schedule a new appointment just for 1 pallet. Finally got the email an hour ago, rescheduled tomorrow for 4 p.m. So instead of being home tomorrow morning, I won't get home until probably 3 days from now. I have had a perfect, and I mean perfect, 3 months on the road. No overage, no shortage, no late deliveries, nothing, perfect loads, and then I get this the day before I'm supposed to be home. Why does this crap like this always happen when we go home, man? Hey buddy, I feel your pain on this one. For the longest time, I felt like no matter when it was, what the issue was, there was always something that was going to happen right before I head home. So I kind of tried to plan that in my schedule a little bit. I know it's hard and weird to say to plan for something to go off the rails, but it never failed. Anytime that I was one trip away from going home, or I was on that trip going home, something was going to happen, whether it be a blown tire, whether it be a mechanical breakdown, whether it be a load situation like this one that delayed me from getting home when I wanted to be home. So anytime I would talk to my dispatch, I would let them know, hey, I'm fixing to be heading home. Something's going to happen. It doesn't matter. No matter what I do, something is going to happen on this load. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big, but something indeed is going to happen. And I think for the most part, it's because we're excited to go home. Haven't been home in, 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is. And we're looking forward to going home. So anything that is a minor issue ends up becoming a major issue in our heads. Whether it's a blown tire that keeps us down for 3 hours, is it really going to affect us that much? No, probably not. But in our heads, it's like, oh my gosh, this awful thing has happened to me. Why? Always when I'm heading home. Unfortunately for you, yours ended up being a 3-day delay, which really stinks, man. I hope you got home and hope you get home soon to see your family and take some time down and relax. 3 months out on the road is a very long time. Take you about a week off, man, to recover from that. All right, buddy. Good luck to you. All right, so real quick, this is the last thing we're going to do before we wrap it up here. This person put a bit of artwork or tapestry in their truck, and I think it's absolutely incredible. It's a beautiful scenery with a waterfall, mountains, shooting stars, trees. Look, it's not just the outside of your truck that you can decorate and make look really nice. You can also do awesome things inside of your truck to make you feel more comfortable and feel more at home. Hey, if you have any questions or need advice on anything, feel free to leave it in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, bye.